What do you get when LeBron James walks into a Lakers game rocking a $2.2 million watch? Definitely a lot of internet chaos. The NBA legend showed up wearing the ultra-rare Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime, a timepiece so wild it makes most luxury watches look basic. One flash of that wrist and the watch world lost its mind. So what makes this watch so special? Why does it cost more than a mansion? And how did LeBron's flex shake up the luxury scene? Let's get started. A king's crown of luxury. LeBron James isn't new to living large. He's a four-time NBA champion, a global superstar, and by many estimates, a billionaire. Over the years, he's used his fame to show off a love for luxury, especially when it comes to watches. Since 2012, he's been a brand ambassador for Audemars Piguet, often spotted wearing bold Royal Oaks and Royal Oak offshores. But when LeBron recently switched things up and wore a watch from Patek Philippe, one of the most respected names in watchmaking, collectors and fans definitely noticed. Patek Philippe is often called the king of watchmakers. That's no exaggeration. The brand has produced 9 of the 10 most expensive watches ever sold at auction. One of their most legendary creations is the Grandmaster Chime. This is the watch LeBron wore. It's not just a timepiece, but a work of art. According to Patek, the Grandmaster Chime is their most complicated watch, with 20 unique features packed inside. Actually, LeBron's watch choice sends a clear message to men in their 30s and 40s who care about high-end watches. Wearing a Patek isn't just about style or checking your time because your phone does it better anyway. It's an indicator that you've made it. And when someone like LeBron makes that kind of statement, people everywhere pay attention. Anatomy of the Grandmaster Chime. So, what exactly makes the Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime worth a jaw-dropping $2.2 million? Well, let's start with the basics. This watch is big. It comes in a 49.4mm case made of 18-karat white gold, and it's double-sided. You can actually flip it over because of its special patented rotation system and wear either side on top. It's like having 2 watches in one, and both sides have beautiful handmade patterns that make it look like a piece of art. One side shows the main time and calendar. However, when you flip it, you'll find more features, including a second time zone and other complications. And speaking of complications, this watch is packed with 20 of them. That's twice as many as most high-end watches, making it one of the most complex timepieces in the world. Inside, the movement is incredibly advanced. It's powered by 4 mainspring barrels and took over 100,000 hours of expert work to create. That's more time than most people spend watching Netflix in a year. Interestingly, the Grandmaster Chime has a grand sonnerie, which chimes the time every hour and quarter hour automatically. It also has a minute repeater, which lets you hear the time on demand, and an alarm with its own special chime. And that's not all. There's a perpetual calendar that shows the day, date and month, and even the year in 4 digits. And do you know what's shocking? This watch adjusts automatically for leap years until the year 2100. So if you add a moon phase display, a day-night indicator, and a 24-hour subdial, then you start to understand why watch collectors lose their minds over this model. Patek Philippe calls this watch a technical and aesthetic gem, and they're not wrong. This is one of the few watches in the world that can literally talk to you by chiming both the time and the date. Every tiny piece inside was built for both beauty and precision, and the whole thing feels more like a tiny machine than a simple watch. Of course, all this innovation comes with a serious price tag. The Grandmaster Chime 6300, first released in 2016, cost over $2.2 million. And even if you have the money, you can't just walk into a store and buy one. You need to apply and get approval from Patek Philippe's president. Only a handful of these watches exist. The earlier version from 2014, reference 5175, was limited to just 7 pieces worldwide, and each sold for about $2.6 million. Even famous collectors like Mark Wahlberg, Jay-Z and Sylvester Stallone haven't got their hands on one. In short, the Grandmaster Chime isn't just a luxury watch, but a rare piece of history reserved for the very few who meet Patek's high standards. When LeBron met the Chime. Now, how did LeBron James end up in the middle of all this Grandmaster Chime buzz? We don't have an official statement from Patek Philippe or a confirmation from LeBron himself, but none of that stopped the internet from blowing up. A recent photo or Instagram story showed LeBron wearing a very distinct watch, one that many believe is the Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime. Within hours, watch blogs, forums and social media lit up with headlines like LeBron James flexes rare $2.2 million watch and the King scores a Grandmaster Chime. No one knows for sure if the watch belongs to him or if he was just borrowing it, maybe from a friend or a watch dealer. But either way, fans notice. And let's be honest, if anyone can afford a $2.2 million watch, it's LeBron. He's one of the highest paid athletes in history, with massive contracts and endorsement deals. For perspective, when a one-of-a-kind version of this same watch sold for $31 million in 2019, people pointed out that it was close to LeBron's salary from the Lakers that same year. So seeing LeBron with the Grandmaster Chime is surprising, but not unrealistic. It's kind of like watching your favorite player casually handle something incredibly rare and expensive without blinking. That's the kind of power LeBron holds. After the image of him wearing the watch surfaced, things moved fast. Reddit threads and Instagram posts were full of debates, with people trying to figure out the exact model. Most agreed it looked like the Grandmaster Chime 6300G. Watch experts and collectors weighed in. YouTube videos popped up with titles like LeBron's $2.2 million Patek. The whole thing became a viral moment in the watch community. In the end, what started as a small rumor turned into a big story. Part of it was the hype, but another part was admiration. People love seeing a crossover like this where sports greatness meets watchmaking excellence. Culture of celebrity timepieces. LeBron's Grandmaster Chime moment also highlights the connection between celebrities and luxury watches. For years, watch brands have used famous faces to get attention. Do you know why? Well, for starters, fans of celebrities, especially athletes and pop stars, often look up to them and want to copy their style. So when someone like LeBron James wears a rare $2.2 million watch, it naturally becomes desirable. Social media posts, headlines, and YouTube videos about the watch boost Patek Philippe's reputation and even drive more interest and higher prices for similar models. It's part of a repeating pattern. A celebrity wears an expensive watch, fans notice, people start talking, and demand goes up. The watch becomes even more legendary, not just for its craftsmanship, but because of who wore it. Watch brands know this well. That's why companies like Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet work closely with celebrities. LeBron has actually been a global ambassador for Audemars Piguet in the past. So even with that connection, he's clearly building a private collection and is willing to wear watches from other top brands like Patek. That's an important detail. It shows that many celebrities aren't just promoting watches, they're serious collectors. And when someone like LeBron wears something like the Grandmaster Chime, people talk about it everywhere. For everyday people who love watches, these celebrity sightings can feel a bit crazy, especially when you hear the price tag. It shows how powerful celebrity influence can be. Sure, the Grandmaster Chime is already a masterpiece of design and engineering, but when you add LeBron to the picture, it becomes a pop culture icon. Suddenly, even someone's grandma might say, "Wait, he paid how much for a watch?" Regardless, there's a good side to all this attention too. Moments like this get more people interested in watches. A basketball fan might notice LeBron's wrist and start wondering, what makes that watch special? That curiosity can lead to learning more about the art of watchmaking and become part of the watch community. At the end of the day, for celebrities like LeBron, a luxury watch isn't just about telling time, but making a statement. As LeBron once said, a great watch is like art for your wrist, and with the Grandmaster Chime, that art says, "I've made it." The hype and reality. When the dust settled after that viral moment, it was clear that the Patek Grandmaster Chime had truly broken the internet in its own niche. Now, how rare is this watch? Extremely. How wanted? Everyone's talking about it. And the price? Absolutely wild. To give you some perspective, one special version of the Grandmaster Chime, reference 6300A, made in steel for charity, sold at auction for $31 million. That even beat out Paul Newman's Rolex as the most expensive wristwatch ever sold. So compared to that, LeBron's version at $2.2 million almost seems like a deal. This alone catapulted the Grandmaster Chime up the ranks of pop culture watches. It's no longer a niche collector's item, it's now a pop culture icon. People don't just say it's a rare Patek, they say that's the one LeBron wore. Truthfully, that kind of press is invaluable to Patek, even if the watch already existed. For LeBron, it was a smart move, intentional or not, that kept him in the headlines during a season. It showed fans a different side of him, not just as a basketball legend, but as someone with seriously refined taste. For Patek, it was a dream moment, and for watch collectors, it was thrilling to see such a rare masterpiece get a moment in the global spotlight. Meanwhile, if you're loving this mix of luxury and celebrity, show us some love by hitting that like button and subscribing for more deep dives into the high-end world. We do the research on the latest trends in luxury watches, sports bling, and celebrity timepieces, so you don't have to. And keep your eyes peeled, because up next we're jet-setting to Italy, where we'll take the spotlight to a billionaire's day in Rome and tour the super luxe lifestyle lifestyle of the ultra-rich in the Eternal City. You won't want to miss it.